Hello, I'm Jolene Smith with the American Public University. Today I'm presenting The Instrumentalization of Animals, an analysis of federal U.S. animal treatment policy to EVSP508, Environmental Ethics, Spring 2025. My selected topic is the treatment of animals and U.S. federal policy. Upon analyzing federal policies such as the Animal Welfare Act, the Humane Methods of Livestock Slaughter Act, and the Prevention of Animal Cruelty and Torture Act, the common approach to animal treatment appears to be anthropocentric and utilitarian, showing that animals hold instrumental value. However, the Endangered Species Act is more biocentric and egocentric and acknowledges that animals have intrinsic value. The Laboratory Animal Welfare Act, enacted in 1966, and later shortened to the Animal Welfare Act, was created to protect pets from being stolen and sold to labs. The United States Department of Agriculture's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services oversees that animals used for research, bred for sale, shown to the public, or commercially transported are treated humanely. The Animal Welfare Act is anthropocentric and utilitarian as it aims to prevent unnecessary suffering in animals used for human benefit. But this act does not recognize animals' intrinsic value. The Humane Methods of Slaughter Act was signed into law in 1958. This act requires that livestock experience a quick and painless death, but it does not extend to chickens. This act is utilitarian in that it aims for humane slaughtering methods of larger animals with instrumental value such as food, while excluding the most commonly consumed bird. The Preventing Animal Cruelty and Torture Act of 2019 was enacted to criminalize the making, import of videos and actions where animals are crushed or otherwise tortured. This act, however, does not extend to animals used in research facilities. It is the responsibility of the Department of Justice's Environmental and Natural Resources Division to enforce this act. The PACT Act is deontological, and then it recognizes that the torture of animals is immoral and should have consequences. The Endangered Species Act of 1973 aims to protect endangered animals and marine wildlife and is enforced by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Fisheries Service. In contrast to the previous acts mentioned, this act is biocentric or ecocentric because it acknowledges that intrinsic value of critical species and demonstrates a pluralistic view within U.S. policy. Here's a quick overview. Whether used for research, entertainment, or consumption, animals hold instrumental value. Regulations do not take into consideration the intrinsic or inherent value of animals unless they are endangered species that fill a niche within the ecosystem. The prevention of cruelty to animals is seen as a responsibility to society and is deontological. In summary, U.S. federal policies pertaining to the treatment of animals is predominantly anthropocentric and utilitarian. All images were from Prezi.com. Thank you.